This is a triple review for Night Callers, the first hour of Night Callers, which I thought was really great. The guest was Barton Nunley. He talked quite a bit about the research he's done in the state of Kentucky. He did he talked about not just Sasquatch in Kentucky, but also strange Thunderbirds type creatures that have been seen in Kentucky as well. And of course, the main subject that he always gets into, which is the Dogman case. Um, I asked him a question about the murders in the land between the lakes, referring to the Dogman. That there was maybe a connection to the Dogman, and um, he looked into it, and he's got some inside information from a lady there in Kentucky who has looked into that case. And it's sort of unconfirmed at this point. It's really somewhat unconfirmed that anything might have happened where that was concerned. Footers was great. It was basically Miss Lauren talking about the Ruby Creek case. The Ruby Creek case being where a Sasquatch pretty much terrorized a family for about a week, and then they moved out of that house. Unfortunately, they all died rather tragically, whether by drowning or by some sort of illness. But it was a great footers, and I really enjoyed it. I'm not sure what's on the agenda for next week's Night Callers, but it'll begin at 8 Eastern, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/nightcallers. And then over on Squash Detective Radio, is basically open mic, and Bill Green and I were the only callers, and I basically called in to plug some upcoming shows. Bill called in to plug some stuff and ask as usual his standard question. And there was a little bit of discussion about the subject of tonight's HBM's Crypto-Corner, but not a whole lot. And then what eventually happened was it was essentially just a show, kind of an open mic type show. There were some stories, cast or kind of back and forth and things like that. Anyway, next Sunday on Squash Detective Radio, I think the guest is going to be some lady who has had a couple of encounters. And it'll begin at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, www.blogtalkradio.com/Squash Detective. Then finally on HBM's Crypto Corner, it was the the show about the second anniversary of the Georgia hoax, and Bill, of course, was able to get out his frustrations, as it were. He didn't take very long, fortunately enough. He didn't take very long to kind of vent about it. Of course, he talked about how we need to be one step ahead and all this, but it's just that he always talks about one being one step ahead and all this. We got some really good inside information from Steve Coles, who was one of our panelists. We got some good reaction from Abe and Darren, our other two panelists, and I think that they did excellent job. Steve gave us some really good insights on the whole thing, the whole issue, and I think I agree with Abe that it was a 5 out of 5 star show. I thought it was well done. Anyway, the next episode of HBM's Crypto Corner will be this Wednesday night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and back at our regular time, www.blogtalkradio.com/HBM's-Crypto-Corner. Our guest will be Tom Cantrell, the author of Ghosts of Ruby Ridge. And I do want to make an announcement about HBM's Crypto Corner, that we are going to have a panel discussion, another panel discussion, sometime early next month, early September, on the Patterson-Gimlin film. We're going to do a panel discussion on it, and I'm not going to say who I'm going to have on the show, but I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. And we're hoping to do that. We may just do that September 1st. We may just do it September 1st, but we're going to have hopefully a really good panel discussion on the Patterson-Gimlin film, and we're looking forward to it. And that will be most likely September 1st. If not September 1st, it'll be September 8th. If I can't get it together by September 1st, although I should be able to. So it should be an interesting show, and because after all, we gave Bill his say on the Georgia hoax and on his white whale, so I feel that we should give me a say on my white whale, the Patterson-Gimlin film. So, but anyway, it'll be at the usual time, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And then tomorrow night on MNBRT Radio, we're going to have as our guest, or excuse me, Abe and Evie are going to have as their guest Abe and Evie are going to have as their guest Dr. Matthew Johnson. And I know that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows, raise a lot of hackles with some people, but he's going to be the guest. And they'll be at www.blogtalkradio.com/MNBRT, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. I already announced about HBM's Crypto Corner. So, as always, we do encourage you to please tune in and support great research.